Hi Libra. So, thank you so much for clicking on this video. So this is for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, possibly even your Venus. So always remember that if these messages don't resonate as your sun sign, you can always look at the videos for your moon, rising, or Venus. Sometimes my moon sign resonates more with me than my sun sign, which is Cancer, and my moon sign is Aquarius. I have to think about that for a minute. Also remember to only take the messages that resonate with you and throw out the rest, because let's be honest, lots of people's energies are in this, and it's not going to resonate with every Libra, 100%. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my Facebook page and Instagram. The links are down in the description box, as well as any information on personal readings. So let's look and see what this month it has in store for you, Libra. This reading, I'm making it for the month of July 2020. But as most of you know, my readings are intended to be timeless. It is my belief that whenever you click on any video and it resonates with you, is meant for you to hear it at that time. So what is going on with Libra this month? What's going on with Libra this month? So we have the Eight of Earth. It's like the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Coins. It says, skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic. Going back to school. For some of you, when I see the Eight of Earth, it's like, putting that work in. Making sure you're, looking at your finances, making sure, your paycheck is actually, showing what you are worth. This is actually putting your work in, going to work every day, doing the best that you can, being your best self at your job, at your career, at work. For some of you, this is actually going to college and you're focused on your studies. You put the work in. You are learning many things. Others of you, you're about to start a new career journey path or education. We have the number 17, which breaks into number 8, the star, Archangel Jophiel. I don't know if I said that right, but I try. Happy times. Make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You're on the right path. The thing for me about the star card is the star card talks about dreams coming true, things that you've worked really hard for, things you really wanted. But, dreams, they don't just, we have a way of manifesting. And for me, someone who practices witchcraft, I recognize and acknowledge that, I do manifestation magic, but I have to put the work in. So this is, especially when it's clarifying the Eight of Earth, things you want are coming to manifestation. They're happening, but it's after you've been putting the work into it. And then the last card I'm pulling for you is the Six of Water. Memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. But when I see the Six of Water with these other two cards, because, each card has its own meaning, but when you put them and pair them with the other cards, they kind of form a story. So what this is telling me is something, the Six of Water has to do with past. So this is telling me you've worked really hard for this. This is something that you've worked really hard for. For others of you, and for some of you, you've been at this, say, job or career for a really long time. Others of you, you've studied for a long time to get where you are. And then there's some of you you're finally starting to emerge from the deep blue sea. See his head's poking out. For some of you, you're just now emerging. You've done your career, you're graduating, and you're starting to poke your head into your career field. For others of you, you're starting to see, for some of you, you're starting to see, your dreams, things you've wanted. This may be something you've wanted to do since you was a child. You're actually starting to see the results of that hard work. Whether you went to nursing school and you are actually being signed on to a contract with a hospital or a facility. Others of you, for example, I have a very good friend who's a writer, and she's a Sun in Libra, and she has been writing. I see the books here, and this is what makes me think of her, is she's been writing for a very long time. She is a very talented author. She has books on Amazon, and you can find her as Nanette Douglas or Nana Cat. She goes by those two names. And it possibly for her, I would interpret this as all this hard work she's put into her book. She's finally starting to crest the deep blue sea of that work and starting to see people buying her books, people starting to recognize her as a true author, as someone who's very talented, and money starting to come in. So that's how I would interpret it if it were for her. So take that in wherever it resonates in your life story. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Air. That's the Ten of Swords. That's the ending of difficult situations. That's the end of that struggle, where you struggled to get where you are, and it's over the Seven of Water. This is talking about having to make decisions, procrastinating. Sometimes, for example, for my friend Nan, when she'll like write several stories at one time, because let's be honest, in any creative endeavor, like for me, I draw and I paint, and I like to do a lot of crafts and artwork, but and even some of y'all's even seen that with my tarot card reading videos. There's times I'll put a lot of work into it, and then I got to stop, and I've got to take a break from that and move on to some other creative endeavor. So it's the same way with her books. Sometimes she'll be writing the story, it's flowing really good, and then she's like, okay, I got to take a break of this. I'm getting bored, or I just don't want to deal with it. I just want to work. I'm going to work on a different story. So it's like that's the end of this, because it's ending and things are going to start flowing very smoothly for y'all, and which is an amazing message. Let's get some clarifiers. So to clarify the Eight of Earth. Clarify the Eight of Earth. Let's see here. The Eight of Earth. We have the number 3 for blossoming abundance. So that just goes along with what we've been saying and talking about is, your abundance is starting to manifest. Things you've worked hard for are starting to come into fruition. Let's clarify the Star card. Clarifying the Star card, we have number 27, which breaks into number 9, walking away. So walking away from things that no longer serve you, things that are stressful, that add stress into your life. I'm just seeing her in movement. So yeah, you put the work into this. You have made your dreams a reality. You've walked out of situations in people's lives that have, added chaos and stress into your life, maybe held you back from your dreams coming true. Whatever that may be, you've walked away from it, and you have focused on your truth, your authenticity, your path and your journey, and what your message is to this world. Let's get a clarifier for the Six of Water. Six of Water, number 45, man holding a heart. This, I usually interpret this as a romantic, masculine energy, that pretty much holds your heart and doesn't even know that he does. Again, this breaks into the number 9. So that's 2 9s here. So when it's clarifying the 6 of water, maybe this is your inspiration, your muse, some type of romantic memories, romantic nostalgia, you know, something or someone you've held in your heart, you know, again, that kind of, you know, if it has to do with your career, if it has to do with your talent or your hobby, you know, this is something that you deeply care about. This is something deep to your heart. So let's get these moved out of the way and let's pull some cards for the romantic part of your journey for this month. Your love life. What is going on in your love life, Libra? What is going on for Libra? Libra. So we have the 7 of gems. That's like the 7 of pentacles, the 7 of coins. Frustration. Wow. Some of you are a little frustrated. Maybe things haven't worked out the way you thought they would work. And we have the 8 of roses, which is like the 8 of wands. Signals. Some of you have seen signs and synchronicities. That's how that 8 of roses, to me, that's what that means, is signs and synchronicities. But it also, 8 of roses, you know, it being the 8 of wands, it also has to do with messages coming in, maybe text messages. If it's behind the 7 of gems, to me, that's telling you maybe you've had some disappointments. Maybe, you know, you made plans and they've backed out. Maybe there's someone that sends you messages in a stalking ass kind of way, and it's really starting to frustrating you. It's like it's a constant bombardment of messages and information coming in. Number 9, the Hermit, introspection. So a lot of you are single. You and the thing about the Hermit is you choose to be. You choose, that's your choice. You know, it's funny, last month we had soulmates coming in for Libra. This month we're talking about those Librans who are single. You may have many options on the table when it comes to your romantic life, your love life. Bottom of the deck is the number 20, Judgment. You know, perspective is what it says. But to me, the Judgment card has to do with maybe old flames resurrecting out of the, you know, resurrecting just out of the woodwork. You do have to remember that right now we are in Mercury in retrograde. And anytime Mercury is in retrograde, it seems like exes, ghosts from the ex-boyfriends from the past just kind of reappear out of nowhere. And you're like, whoa, hold up. Step the F back. You're the past. You know, if they do come in to tempt us and tease us, then we have, it's over the Death card, which is funny. You know, Death card has to do with transformation. But with this reading in relationships, like that thing that's old, dead and buried, that relationship is like, bam, in your face again, trying to tempt you and seduce you. You know, they're probably sending you text messages, and it's getting you frustrated as hell because you've enjoyed not having them in your life. That's funny. Okay, so let's get some clarifiers for you, Libra, in your romantic life. Let's get a clarifier for the 7 of gems. Number 20, Blossom. So I'm just seeing this fireball here, and I'm getting a real sense with this frustration that you're ready to, you know, shoot that fireball, maybe mouth off at somebody, let them know just how you've grown without them, how much better you are without them in their life. You know, you have stepped into your goddess energy and really learned how to self-love and nurture yourself without this person in their life. Clarifying the 8 of Roses. We have the number 6 for simply love. So this person is sending you love messages. They're telling you how much they miss you, how much they love you. You know, they didn't realize what they had until it was lost. Those are the kind of messages that you're going to be receiving this month, Libra. You know, just let me love you, Libra. You know, no, I'm sorry that things didn't work out before, but I really think they can work out now. Oh my. So let's get a clarifier for the Hermit. We have the number 21, which breaks the number 3, but the number 21 in the regular tarot is the World card. This says embrace. The thing I love about this card is it looks like the earth has a heartbeat of its own, which is something I do believe. But to me, this is, you know, surrendering to that self-love. Especially when it's clarifying the Hermit card. You have surrendered to your own self-love and your own self-growth. You know, don't let that person come in and F that up. We have the bottom of the deck, awaiting results. It's like you're just, and look at the way she's looking. You know, it's like she just looking like, let's see what happens. Let's see what you're really up to. And it's over the confront. Confronting the shadow, confronting that person from the past, that person, and see how they're in darkness. And she's just looking, he's looking, they're kind of looking like, what the hell you ghost from the past, what the hell you trying to bring up now? That's funny. That's interesting for y'all, Libra. So, spoiler alert. Okay, let's pull up some cards. These cards were created by Angela with Mystic Moon. It's the Dark Night of the Soul Tarot. I want to use them in your reading to pull up and see what kind of shadow you're working on. I'm not talking about the shadow emerging from your lover's past. I'm talking about you. What's some deep-seated things within yourself that you're having to work on, Libra? You know, this may be things that we don't like to talk about. This is sticky situations that we just rather bury it and not talk about it. But we're gonna hit on it right now. Let's see. 5 of Decay, left behind. So this is facing our fears of abandonment, of a rejection. Some of us, this has to do with, you know, a past relationship, a past love where they've ghosted you. For others of us, this has to do with feelings of rejection with such as childhood issues, like with our parents, or, you know, just that sense of not being good enough, being felt like we've been ghosted and we're not worthy. And the number 19, Sun, misery loves company. So, you know, this is the opposite of that joyful feeling of the Sun card. You know, this is where we feel like we have to vent sometimes. You know, we have to vent to others. But this is like, I'm hearing the word gossip. For some of you, you don't like gossip because things we don't like in others often is things about ourselves that we don't like. And see how that light comes in and kind of sheds the light on that darkness. You know, it's shedding a light and saying, hey, sometimes, you know, if you don't like this in someone else, just recognize that's in you as well. And then we have the number 3 of Torment, flesh wound. So a lot of us are still working on those wounds. It's like, look how she's trying to reach it, you know, so she could try to heal it or whatever. She's having a hard time reaching that. So this is some wounds that I think's deep, but is actually in focus for you currently at the moment. It's still in focus for you. Bottom of the deck's 2 of Torment, deadlocked, being stuck. Feeling like you're not able to get over this and move on. And this is over the Siren of Sorrow head case. So, again, you can't move on. It's stuck in your head. You keep thinking about it. Going around and round in circles about, you know, why does this keep happening to me? How come I can't seem to break free from this? You know, why me? Why me? It's the victim mentality. And it's not saying that you want to be a victim or you enjoy being a victim. It's the victim mentality is talking about not being able to heal from it and release from it. You know, this is trying to look outside. You have to look outside the box, so to speak. So let's get some healing cards for you from the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards deck. So we have the number 1, movement into balance. So we have the sun representing the masculine energy, the moon representing the feminine energy, you know, healing with divine source. You know, these raindrops kind of remind me of tears. Sometimes we have to come into balance, and to do that healing, we have to release sometimes, even if we get by ourselves and we do some really snot dripping, hiccuping, really terrible, you know, it leaves red splotches on your face kind of tears. You know, that's a deep, soulful releasing of that pain. Let's get a couple more for you, Libra. Then we have the number 15, which breaks the number 6, honoring your energy. So once you release that pain, you know, see how the vine grows up towards the sun. You'll be able, and it's rooted in the deep, nourishing soil. So once you're able to release that, you'll be able to reach up towards the sunshine, raise your vibration to higher levels, and be able to manifest on a greater plane. And then we have the number 5, psychic development. I love the swan. That's one of my favorite animal symbols. For me, that represents my twin flame journey when I see that. But for others of you, that's just, to me, that's telling me that you're being able to, once you release and start healing and going towards the sun, look how closer the sun looks to you. You'll be able to connect with source energy at that time. So the last cards I'm going to pull for you the last set of cards has to do with messages from your higher self. And the reason why I like to pull these cards is because a lot of people don't realize that our 3D world, our physical world we live in, is actually an illusion. We have to kind of view it kind of like a video game. And you are the avatar. You're actually the avatar. And our higher self has control. So these are messages from your higher self to you. Now, first I'm going to pull a card that has to do with a question that you can, maybe you may want to remember to ask yourself this each day. So what is a message for Libra to ask yourself each day? Let's see. Let's see here. What can I burn? Interesting. It says, burn it. Burn it all. The ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism. The images that run through your head, the reminders of what you did wrong, and the proof that you are not enough. Burn, baby, burn. Your soul is calling. It's time for a rebirth. You are like the phoenix rising from ashes, no longer attached to the past. You are free. Your wings are ready. Use them. Today's soul action, make the choice that you will no longer let the past define you. Pick up your pen. What will your next chapter look like? That is a beautiful message that ties in beautifully with your message this month, Libra. Let's pull a couple of these cards from the Rebel deck. I love these cards. They fit me so perfectly. So I'm such a smart-ass, sarcastic B word. And I own it, y'all. I own my authentic B word self. So, let's see. We have, you are talented and fucking amazing. The world needs your power. Use your voice. Just don't use it for dumb shit. And then we have, ask a fucking expert. Don't rely on your friends or the internet. Listen to a damn professional. I love those cards. Now I'm going to pull a couple cards from Work Your Light Oracle. Just something that you need to do for soul growth. Maybe something for your life path. Pull a couple cards from here. See what, source, divine source, and the universe wants to say to you. What your higher self wants to say to you. Maybe your ancestors. These are messages that you need to hear. Something you need to know. So, we have LIBRA, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. So, I think what's important about that is that you create your own heaven on earth. You create your own happiness. Then we have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? So, continue loving yourself, bringing up your vibration and healing yourself. The last card I'm going to pull is from the Yogic Path. And I love these cards. They're so beautiful. And I will get you the message once we get the card that Spirit wants for you to have. Spirit, what is your message for Libra? What is your message for Libra? Okay. So we have, y'all know I can't pronounce these words right, but I'm going to try. Pravati. So let's look and see what this means. Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. Pravati, goddess of devotion, love, and yoga. It says, you pull upon Pravati when you've taken immense action toward becoming your highest self. In Hindu mythology, Pravati was in love with unattainable Shiva, who was deep in the mountains practicing yoga and detached from the material world. She knew he needed the feminine to bring him down to earth, but he was totally inaccessible. Instead of begging and pleading, Parvati decided to become her highest self and seek enlightenment through yoga. Her family objected, saying women cannot become yogis, but she headed to the mountains anyway, where she stood in a frigid stream, balancing on one leg for uncountable months or years. Eventually, Shiva felt her immense energy and fell in love with her because of her strength and determination. Parvati represents commitment to practice, unbreakable willpower, and the power of self-transformation. Continue your journey toward enlightenment. That, Libra, that is an amazing message to end this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please leave a thumbs up. Share the video. Make sure you leave some comment or feedback, because I love reading how the stories and the messages and the readings resonate with you. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, blessed month.